So the California John Wick who defended his home was punished as a result? Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the man from Los Angeles, California, who defended his home against not one, but two potential home invaders with his firearm. And as a result, or at least after that fact, his concealed carry permit was revoked. Now, if you guys know about California, you know how hard it is to get this concealed carry permit. It is a very coveted thing. And my question is, why was the concealed carry permit revoked? I don't really understand. Did he do something wrong? Did he violate the law in some kind of way? If he broke the law, then where are the criminal charges? If he didn't break the law, then why is his privilege to have his concealed carry being taken away? Well, I don't want to say privilege. Why is his right to have a concealed carry being taken from him after he does a lawful act? Now, in case you have forgotten what I'm talking about, let me give you a quick refresher. Then we're going to get into a video statement from him. And of course, everything will be in the box. Now, remember this, there was an attempted home invasion. I'm not going to have any sound on. I'm going to just show you what's going on here. Now, remember, you had two guys running up on him, and he's trying to get into the house. He has some hot tea, if I'm not mistaken, throws the tea on him, and then he pulls his firearm, and he gets to blasting. There was a whole big thing, right? Okay, there's a whole shootout, and my man right here was successful at being able to defend himself. This video went viral, and it was a great display of handling the firearm, being able to hold cover. And the most important thing here was that he protected his home, because it wasn't just about him and his belongings on the outside. He had a wife, a newborn baby, and a nanny on the inside. So if they were able to overpower him, get his keys, get inside, it could have been really bad. But after all this, the homeowner, not the criminals, the homeowner had his concealed carry permit taken away. And the question is why? What happened? What's going on? Now, let's get into my man right here. Okay, this is the homeowner. You're going to hear from him what happened during the situation and what happened afterward. So you see the headline, armed homeowner who defended family in driveway shootout says he's been stripped of gun permit. And the NRA calls revocation of man's concealed carry permit reprehensible. Now, this is going to be kind of an ad for NRA. So some may say, well, this ain't really anything. But at the end of the day, the video you saw was real. This was not a skit. This was not fake. It was a real thing. The police were really involved. So let's go ahead and see what he has to say.
The successful criminals came to my home, pointing guns at my chest. After successfully defending my home and my family and my 5-month-old child, California is now deciding to suspend my Second Amendment. It was a quiet evening, and as I was coming home from the gym, with two armed men, masked, hopped over the wall, ran down on me with guns. And the most terrifying part was my wife and my 5-month-old baby.
I mean, you got your baby, your wife, and everything inside. You definitely want to protect them.
On the other side of that door. In an effort to protect my family, I drew my gun and returned gunfire. As a result of that night, the California government has temporarily suspended my ability to concealed carry. This is an attempt to make me vulnerable at a time that is critical that I maintain my ability to protect my family. They'd rather leave me out there to dry and let my family become a statistic. My situation is unique because it happened at my front door, all on camera. But this happens time and time again all over the country. And others get caught on camera, and people sweep it under the rug because it doesn't behoove their political agenda. The fact is, evil will always exist, but we need our ability to defend ourselves and keep our families safe from violent people. Just a few months ago, robbers broke into my home looking for easy money. Luckily, none of us were home. But then they came back. I used to walk in this house, into my beautiful house that I built.
Now, let's pause right here. So he says that he already had been targeted previously. So this isn't the first time. So they broke into his house. You see, because somebody might say, but they were just trying to rob him. They weren't trying to go inside. Well, the home had been broken into before. There was an actual burglary, or you might call it a home invasion. Now, luckily, nobody was home. But if that was the same guys that came back trying to get into the house again, trying to get something else, then their intentions could have been to go inside the home. And if they were successful, like you said, he has his wife, newborn baby, the nanny, all inside. That's going to be a problem.
For my family, and now I walk into a war zone. Criminal is someone who doesn't follow the laws. They don't care about gun laws. They don't care about safety classes. They don't care about being qualified to be able to shoot. California government thinks my story is a myth. They don't think people like me actually exist. Right here in LA, an innocent LA father was killed because District Attorney Gascon released a violent criminal back into the streets. And this is just one of the dozens of cases right here in this city. When an incident happened, there was only two things I could rely on: myself and the Second Amendment. And now that's in jeopardy. The leftist gun grabbers do not care about your safety. The NRA does. My name is Vince Ritchie. I'm an Italian-American from the Bronx, New York, and I'm a proud member of the National Rifle Association.
All right. So there we have it. Like I said, it was kind of an NRA ad a little bit, but what he said was true. The video you saw was not fake. That really did happen. The police were really called, and his concealed carry permit has been, what they say, temporarily revoked. All right. Now, they're not letting me read this article for some reason, but I've already read what's going on. What happened was, when he asked what happened, they said that he yelled at the police. Like he yelled at the police when they came to the house. And I think he was upset because, first of all, he had been targeted before, and it probably was the same guy. So it was like, okay, are we doing catch and release? What's going on? But beyond that, he was talking about how they did not do the crime scene properly with the shells and everything. He was just upset at how they were handling the situation. Now, just because you are upset and you yell at the police does not mean they could take your concealed carry permit. And that was the only excuse that he was given from what I'm able to read. Okay, that was the only excuse. And that is no excuse. That's no excuse at all. Look, okay, I'm upset. There was an attempted home invasion. They've come into my house before trying to do the same thing. So what is the big deal? What is the problem? What's going on? All right. Give me my right to my firearms back. Let me do what I got to do to protect myself and my family. Don't try to say, oh, I yelled at you. I'm doing too much. No, got to have my right. And like I said earlier, I had to correct myself. It's not a privilege. It's a right. Second Amendment, right to bear arms. It's very simple. But you know what? This is California. This is part of the reason why I try to avoid California. I don't really want to go over there. And, oh, one thing about the concealed carry permit, somebody might try to correct me or fact check me on it. I have to address this. Now, the concealed carry permit is, it gives you the ability to carry your firearm just around the city, around the state, and you're good, you're legal. Now, if you're on your property, the concealed carry permit is not necessary. So what he did right there could have happened the same way without the concealed carry permit, but at the same time, it couldn't, because let me explain. If he was inside of his house, or if he was already at home, like he could have been outside hanging out or inside the house doing whatever, and then the robbers come and he's able to use his weapon and fight them off, then it'd be good. But you see what he said earlier. He had went to the gym and then come back, and the robbers hit him right when he pulled into the driveway. So obviously, he wouldn't have had this gun at that moment because he had just come back from somewhere else. Okay, there's not going to be a gun sitting by the door he can just grab that's outside the house, obviously, because these guys hop the wall. Anybody can do the same thing, come take the gun, and then he's in a bad situation. So he would need to have the gun on him already from the outside as he's going into the house. So that's part of the reason why you need your concealed carry. Aside from it just being your right to have it, as I close, aside from that, you got to have your concealed carry. And he had been targeted before. They had come to the house and broken in. I think he had been targeted 2 or 3 times before at the same house. Now, if it's me and I had some advice from my man, I would say leave California, move out of the way. But you shouldn't have to run away from your own house because you're not able to defend yourself, because the law's not on your side. That shouldn't be what you have to do. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on what happened here? Do you think that it was right for California to allegedly take my man's concealed carry permit temporarily? What do you think the reason is? Like I said, the reason that he said is because when the police came, he yelled at them. Is that a reason to take a concealed carry permit? Maybe you don't like getting yelled at, but what's that got to do with my rights? Did I commit a crime? Am I going to get locked up? Are you going to charge me with anything? Are you going to charge me with yelling at you? Like, if I committed no crime, then why are you taking my rights away? What's going on? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. This is crazy, but not at all surprising. It's California after all. Try having the weapon. Try having more than 10 rounds in the magazine, even in the rifle. It's going to be tough. They don't really respect your ability to defend yourself, which is why, again, part of the reason I couldn't go to California. I'm going to stay out here in the good old state of Tennessee and also in the North Georgia area. You could carry whatever, okay? It's no magazine limitations, all this stuff. You could do what you want to do. You could do what you need to do to protect yourself, to defend yourself. It's very simple. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.